That broke it wide open. That was like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. It gave me more in 3 days than I gave myself in years.
What's up, y'all? I want to do a quick member spotlight. This is Josh Curry. His results have been fantastic, and I just wanted you guys to hear a little bit from Josh. Josh, how are you, man?
I'm doing great.
Good. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, what your background is?
Yeah, my name's Josh Curry. I'm currently the youth director at Pelican Athletic Club. I started a training business called Raw Human Fitness when I was living in Baton Rouge, going to college at LSU. And training's my passion. Over there, I built a tribe of brothers and friends. And I've always grown up with a really large family. We all lived in the same area. So I grew up having that tribal kind of feeling. And after a while, I didn't have that same tribe. And I knew something was not quite right. Over time, I got to finding that it was the tribe that was missing. But that's a big part of my life. That's who I am. And now I see myself as a trainer and a tribe builder.
That's awesome, man. I share your passion around the importance of a tribe or a good community or a brotherhood. You're also recently engaged, right, to Michelle?
Yes. Yep. Last fall, we got engaged. We'll be married next spring. She's the love of my life. Definitely my soulmate.
Awesome. All right. So you've been a Thumos member of the Inner Circle, our tribe, our brotherhood it's been about a year?
Yep. 1 year.
Okay. 1 year. And you've done 3 weekends, right?
Yeah. August, December, and March.
All right. Can you just kind of briefly tell us, like, where were you prior to coming on the calls, becoming a member, and of course, prior to your weekend? And then we'll go to sort of what you got out of the Inner Circle and the weekend. So where were you before Thumos?
Long before Thumos, I was doing pretty well. Like I said, I had my tribe and I was thriving. But as people got jobs and got married and had kids and moved away, I had to move back to Mandeville, continue my business here. I moved in with my grandparents because my grandfather was dying of thyroid cancer, had a permanent trach tube installed, and I was helping out with their medical care and some of the doctor's visits, kind of cutting through the chaos of that. And that took a toll on me. So by the time that I was introduced to Thumos, I wasn't in a place of love and light. I was pretty dark, but also had some kind of hole. There was something I felt was missing, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I later came to realize it was that tribe that was missing. I was in go mode so much, trying to be strong for my family and solve problems that's kind of just all my life was about. It was saving money, helping others, fixing problems, and I was just spinning the wheels.
Something was lacking. There was more out there. Ultimately, a good guy doing good stuff, heading in the right direction, but something missing, something lacking, correct?
Correct. Big time.
How'd you hear about Thumos?
A buddy of mine, Dave Meadows, who I was training, had told me for a few months, he's like, hey, you got to check out these calls. You got to come on a weekend. These guys are great. And initially I kind of blew him off because it was just like anybody inviting me anything else. But that first call that I took, I was like, oh my God, this is something different. I was like, I instantly felt that it started to uncover what that hole actually was. That's when I started to realize, all right, this is a brotherhood. These are some people who go deep. They want to self-improve. They're not afraid to talk honestly, openly, and hit the big topics. We weren't talking about football, weather, and business. We were talking about philosophy and spirituality and fatherhood and what do you want out of an entire lifetime?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so you attended some calls. Are you naturally trusting or a little bit skeptical?
I'm definitely a skeptic. And so the calls were good for me. It let me kind of get my feet wet, and I was able to see, it was like, all right, no, I can trust these guys. They're legit. Nobody's trying to take anything from me. They're only givers.
All right. Did we earn your trust based on care, competency, or both?
Definitely both. And I know one strength in myself is I have a good instinct and a lot of discernment, and my instincts felt good. So on top of everybody proving the objectives of the care and the competency, the feeling was just right.
All right. And then somewhere in there, you did your first weekend. Our weekends in Thumos are basically our flagship. It's where the breakthrough happens. What did you think, man?
That broke it wide open. That was like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. It gave me more in 3 days than I gave myself in years. You got to experience it. It's hard to describe what you can get out of it. Every man gets something different, but I got a laser focus on my darkness and my light. I knew what I needed to work on, and I knew what my strengths were and what I needed to shine.
It's just so beautiful. We've done 7 weekends just within Thumos now, and I was able to stand on some backs of some strong men before me to teach me a lot of this stuff, and it's just brilliant. We see men getting such connection, clarity. With that comes confidence. They get purpose. They get passion back. They get a path. It's wonderful. So fast forward, you did your weekend. You had a huge breakthrough. It was fantastic. You went back and you did 2 more. Something must have gone very well, right?
Yeah, very. I went back, and I the first thing I did when I walked in the door from the first weekend is I walked in the door, I hugged my brother and said, "Hey, will you go with me on the weekend in December?" And he just trusted me right away. He said, "Yes."
He's in.
He's in.
And then at some point, you had to go tell your stepdad about it, right?
Yep. In March, me and Michael brought our stepdad, and I mean, that just broke it wide open even further. Our family's never been closer. Mom's never been happier. Our girlfriend and fiance has never been happier in our life. I mean, we're just thriving.
I love hearing this from you. It makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. But I really like hearing this from the girlfriends, from the wives, from the moms. More Thumos for my man, more Thumos for my son. It's beautiful. You've got another brother on the way, correct?
Little brother Andrew's coming in August.
That's awesome, Josh. Josh, if any man's just now hearing about Thumos, whether the inner circle or the weekend experience, or they're on the fence, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that if you need to see if this is something for you and you want to feel it out, come join us for some connection. Come try out a Zoom call. I'm confident that you're going to find what you're looking for. If you feel like something's going very wrong in your life and you just need to desperately change something, just come on a weekend and just hop right in, and your life will change forever.
Awesome. Josh, I was impressed with you from my first meeting, from the first hello. You were so far along the journey, so wise, so different in a great way, so strong, so grounded. And now a year later, after knowing you, I'm blown away. You were already elevated, and you elevated so much more. I cannot wait to circle back 1 year from now and see where you are. And I'm glad to be part of your journey, brother. Thank you, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you.
Take care.